Victor Wembanyama isn't just another tall player. He's a 7'4" unicorn who can shoot over anyone, block everything, and run the floor like a point guard.
Shot clock is off. Wembanyama goes right by Durant. Oh!
But what's truly shocking? He's already changing the NBA in ways even seasoned veterans didn't see coming. Leading the league in blocked shots per game is impressive, but for a player his size, it's not unexpected. Now, how about that same player attempting and making more threes per game than Trae Young or James Harden? That's a different breed altogether. After being touted as the future of the league and the ultimate NBA draft lottery prize, Victor Wembanyama delivered on the hype, averaging 21.4 points, 10.6 rebounds, 3.9 assists, and 3.6 blocks per game in his rookie season. He capped it off with a landslide victory in Rookie of the Year voting and finished as the runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. Wemby led all NBA rookies in scoring, rebounding, and blocks per game, providing exactly the kind of impact you'd expect from a #1 overall pick while becoming a must-watch sensation for fans nearly every night. By the end of his rookie campaign, Wembanyama made history as the first player ever to record over 1,500 points, 250 blocks, and 100 three-pointers in a single season. He also added 755 rebounds, 274 assists, and 88 steals to his stat line. That kind of production sparked debate. Did Wemby just deliver one of the greatest rookie seasons in NBA history? His 21.4 points per game is the highest for a rookie since Blake Griffin's 22.5-point average during the 2010-11 season. Similarly, his 10.6 rebounds per game trail only Griffin's 12.1 during that same span.
Boy left wide open. Griffin, oh, wow!
When it comes to blocks, the NBA has only tracked the stats since the 1973-74 season, so comparisons are somewhat incomplete. But based on available data, Wembanyama's 3.6 blocks per game rank behind only Manute Bol and fellow Spurs legend David Robinson, who averaged 3.9 blocks during the 1989-90 season. Perhaps the most comprehensive way to measure Wembanyama's rookie production is Player Efficiency Rating, or PER, a stat developed by John Hollinger, an analyst for The Athletic and former vice president of basketball operations for the Memphis Grizzlies. PER evaluates a player's per-minute performance by factoring in positive contributions, like field goals, free throws, assists, rebounds, blocks, and steals, while penalizing missed shots, turnovers, and fouls. For the 2023-24 season, Wembanyama posted a 23.1 PER, ranking 15th among all qualified NBA players, ahead of stars like Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, and Devin Booker. Among all-time rookies, his PER is even more impressive. Wembanyama's 23.1 PER is the third highest for a rookie since Wilt Chamberlain's incredible 28.2. Only Robinson, 26.3, and Michael Jordan, 25.8, finished ahead of him during that span. This puts Wemby ahead of other legendary #1 pick at the center position, such as Shaquille O'Neal, 22.9, Karl Anthony Towns, 22.5, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 22.5.
Yes. Now Scott looks inside to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, takes it in there, he dribbles around Eaton, beautifully, slam dunk!
And it's not just the numbers that Wemby shattered as a rookie. He passed the eye test with flying colors, showcasing traditional big man dominance like dunking opponents into oblivion, using his insane length to make other centers look helpless in the paint, and on defense against one of the strongest finishers in the game. But what made Wemby the most intriguing draft prospect since LeBron James are the unique skills he already displays at such a young age. A pass like this is what we expect from a guard, and something we're accustomed to seeing from creative maestros like Luka Doncic. Yet Wemby routinely wows basketball fans with his court vision and touch. Take a look at this fast break after his own rebound, textbook Magic Johnson, but at 7 feet 4 inches. Let's take a look at how his season is going so far. He is playing 2.5 more minutes per game, now averaging 32.2, while scoring more points on more shots, yet with improved efficiency on both his 2-point and 3-point attempts. Per 100 possessions, he's 6 points better on offense this season while maintaining the same spectacular 106 defensive rating. This year, the NBA introduced a new monthly award, the Kia Defensive Player of the Month, and who else would win the very first edition of the award? The first thing that jumps out from his shot profile is that Wembanyama is taking a lot more threes. His three-point rate is up by 50% compared to last year. Slightly more than half of his field goal attempts are three-pointers. Remember, he's 7 feet 4 inches. According to PBP stats, his average three-point attempt is now a half foot deeper than in his rookie year. His average shot distance has increased to 17.3 feet from the basket, reflecting the higher volume of three-pointers he's taking.
Inside Wemby just caught it in midair.
But it's not just about the threes. His two-point attempts are coming from farther out as well, with his average two-pointer being a foot deeper than last season. The percentage of his attempts at the rim has dropped sharply, from 37% last year, per cleaning the glass, to 29% this season. Similarly, he's halved the rate of shots he takes from 4 to 14 feet from the basket while upping his long twos. Despite these changes, Wembanyama hasn't shied away from audacious attempts. He thrives on early transition threes, often pulling up from way beyond the arc and sinking shots over contesting centers. Would this be a good time to remind ourselves that he is 7 feet 4 inches? One key improvement this season has been his increased reliance on catch-and-shoot threes, which are generally easier for players to make, and that's certainly true for Wemby. The Spurs have designed plays to get him these looks, often involving him running off simple screens. Veteran point guard Chris Paul has been instrumental here, using his wealth of tricks to create clean opportunities for his young star. On the flip side, Wembanyama's off-the-dribble three-point shooting hasn't been as effective. While he's capable of hitting such shots, they can sometimes be low-percentage attempts. If he wants to boost his overall efficiency, limiting those pull-up attempts could be a smart adjustment. But here's the marvel of Wembanyama. His shooting numbers are up across the board. He's become a more dangerous shooter from every spot on the floor, despite taking more shots from longer ranges and giving opponents an entire season of film to study. An overall improvement in his three-point shooting has opened up the rest of his game. When big men are forced to defend him tightly on the perimeter, it creates space for him to attack off the dribble.
Spinning against Draymond. Barnes slips through.
However, his critics remain vocal, questioning why a player of his height takes so many perimeter shots instead of posting up more often. The answer? Wembanyama isn't an elite low-post scorer, at least not yet. While he's tall, he lacks the strength to overpower most bigs. This season, he's averaging 0.97 points per possession on 2.3 post-ups per game, compared to 0.89 on 3.3 post-ups last season. Simply put, the Spurs aren't using him as a traditional interior player at this stage in his career. His efficiency at the rim comes more naturally when attacking from the outside in, rather than working inside out. Last season, he finished 70% of his attempts at the rim, ranking in the 55th percentile among bigs, per cleaning the glass. This year, that number has jumped to 74%, placing him in the 92nd percentile. Wembanyama still finds ways to contribute in the post, even if brute strength isn't his forte. His insane length and passing ability make him a unique threat. Synergy Sports tracking data ranks him below average as a post scorer, 38th percentile, but very good as a post passer, 77th percentile. His recent game against the Portland Trail Blazers is a great microcosm of all that Wemby can offer. A little bit of playmaking from the post that we've already covered in the numbers.
Wesley comes up with it. Wembanyama triggers a three.
With a glimpse of what a combination of Wemby as an offensive hub and a couple of solid shooters can do. High post pass to the corner for a Julian Champagne's three, and this post-up, aggressive push to the basket, and pass out to the corner to Devin Vassell. And a bit of flash in there too. Yes, the pass was a bit off, but the sheer creativity to pull off a lefty behind the back to Blake Wesley, and a hockey assist on Harrison Barnes' three. A pick and roll with a center and a guard is a usual thing in the NBA, but Wemby can turn it on its head. Here, he gets a screen from Blake Wesley and creates an easy look for the teammate. This next sequence is one of the best glimpses of his size, skill, and versatility. Wemby brings the ball up, crosses up Jeremy Grant, and forces a foul, then spins out of the post-up and dunks, and caps the sequence off with a nifty alley-oop pass to Jeremy Sohan. This next play, a Statue of Liberty layup, is remarkable not only because of body control, but also because Vic is able to cover the space from the three-point line to the rim in just 2 steps. Wemby wouldn't be Wemby if he hadn't delivered at least a couple of blocks, this time with Denny Avdia and Jeremy Grant on the receiving end. If you look at each of Victor's stat categories from the game individually, none of them scream generational. He finished with 28 points on 42% shooting and 10 for 10 from the free throw line, which is an impressive achievement, but the NBA's 6 top scorers average more per game. His 7 assists stand out in both quantity and quality, but 7 rebounds and 2 blocks are a far cry from his career highs. However, when you put the whole stat line together and look at how he accumulated those numbers, how he affected the game in so many different ways, that's when his unique greatness truly hits you. And he's doing all of this in just his 2nd season, at the age of 20, still not old enough to celebrate the win with a beer. That's all for today. What do you think of Wemby's performance so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more analysis like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and follow this channel for more NBA breakdowns. Until next time.